What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. Got some major news here for you guys here in this video. We'll start with President Biden, who has tested positive with the virus, and I'll give you an update here directly from him. We have two major bills that were passed that we're going to go over here in this video that the country has been basically talking about here for weeks. We'll go over that in this video as well. Also, I have a special guest appearance for you guys here at the end of this video. So make sure to watch all the way to the end for the special guest appearance. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't yet so you don't miss out on new videos. All right, here we go. President Biden, who has tested positive with the virus.
Hey folks, guess you heard this morning I tested positive for COVID. But I've been double vaccinated, double boosted. Symptoms are mild, and I really appreciate your inquiries and your concerns. But I'm doing well. I'm getting a lot of work done. I'm going to continue to get it done. And in the meantime, thanks for your concern, and keep the faith. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, so President Joe Biden, who is 79 years of age, has tested positive for the virus. He was born on November 20th, 1942. Back during World War II. Former President Donald Trump is only 3 years younger. He is 76 years old. Joe Biden is the oldest president, and former President Donald Trump, the second oldest president in the history of the United States. You can also see here Nancy Pelosi is 82 years old. Vladimir Putin, 69 years old, and Mitch McConnell is 80 years old also. So a lot of them up there in age. And, several of them have now caught the virus and been okay. So President Joe Biden also says everything's going to be okay here. We'll see. Dr. Anthony Fauci also caught the virus here a week or two ago here as well. He is also 81 years of age, and of course, he's been vaccinated as well. And he tested positive like a week or two ago. He has also been okay here as well, at least in the fact that he, didn't die or anything like that. Based on complications or anything like that. I mean, who knows for any of these individuals or anything like along those lines here. Yeah, and just so you guys know, there are Omicron specific vaccines that are in the works here and could be here as early as this fall. Omicron specific vaccines, they're reworking basically variants of the old vaccines for the new variants of the virus. Here's the details. Recently, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has recommended that prescription drug makers like Pfizer and Moderna move ahead with developing Omicron-specific booster shots for the coming fall. Both companies have already started designing booster shots based on Omicron's BA1 and BA2 subvariants, which are basically variants of Omicron, the base variant. Okay. And the FDA encouraged them to forge ahead with new booster formulations targeting Omicron's newer, more infectious BA.4 and BA.5 subvariants. The FDA noted that these shots should be developed, tested, and hopefully approved for use starting in early to mid-fall 2022. The timing could be important. In May, the Biden administration warned of a new surge that could happen this fall and winter that could result in 100 million new infections and a wave of new deaths that could come when the weather gets colder. And experts say that the new variants are much, much more infectious and can spread much more easier, but are generally not as deadly. Now, people are still dying from these. People that generally have weakened immune systems and are more frail, maybe more elderly, anything along those lines. Potentially not always the case, um, but you get the idea. Again, it's not always the case, but it's spreading more. You can see here we're already seeing a pretty big jump in cases already. Remember, this kind of goes exponential, okay, and that's how cases jump up. You can see here yesterday's cases already 204,000 new cases. And this is kind of what happened when we seen this big massive jump here that led to 1.4 million new cases back in January 10th. And remember that also led to a lot of people dying. If we go back to deaths here, we can see that the high peaked at around, again, the numbers kind of, they vary because on the weekends numbers don't get reported that well because they just don't get reported on the weekend. But you can see here they peaked at around 3,600 per day. That's more than 9/11 or Pearl Harbor on any given day, just to kind of give you an idea. Right now, we're at yesterday was 791, so 800. The average is 414 here right now per day. So, yeah, but as you can see here, what did we have yesterday? 200,000 people testing positive here on a just literally yesterday, and it's going up here. It's going up. So, and the president has now tested positive. We have about 90 million people that have tested positive in the U.S. Only people that have these are only people that have gone to official testing facilities, not used the at-home tests, unless they then went to an official testing facility as well, which a lot of people don't. And also, one over 1 million people have died in the United States from the virus and or from complications. So, I actually seen here. You can see in the comments section, a lot of people have had family members or relatives that have passed from the virus. So, yeah, it's pretty serious. Okay, so the first bill that passed, I'm absolutely shocked on the votes that happened here on this. Check this out. You let me know your thoughts here on this. Okay, number one, House passes bill to protect access to contraceptives, which is another word for birth control, after Supreme Court warning shot. So first, here is the footage, so you can see it.
On this vote, the yeas are 228, the nays are 195, and 2 are answering present. The bill is passed without objection. A motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Yeah, so I'm completely shocked on here on this. You let me know your thoughts here on this in the comment section. The House passed a bill on Thursday to safeguard access to contraceptives, also known as birth control. Less than a month after Republican Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas said the bench should overturn the landmark case protecting forms of birth control. The legislation titled the Right to Contraception Act passed in a 228 to 195 vote. Only 8 Republicans joined the Democrats in supporting the measure, and 2 Republicans voted present, which means they basically abstained from voting. The only Republicans that voted yes came from Representatives Liz Cheney from Wyoming, Brian Fitzpatrick from PA, Anthony Gonzalez, the football player that played for Ohio State and also in the NFL, if I believe, didn't he play for the Indianapolis Colts? Yes, he played for the Indianapolis Colts and the New England Patriots and Ohio State. OHIO. Also, John Cato from New York, Adam Kinzinger III, Nacy Mace from South Carolina, Maria Elvira Salazar from Florida, Fred Upton from Michigan, Bob Gibbs from Ohio and Mike Kelly, Republicans from PA, and voted present. 6 Republicans did not vote. It remains unclear if the bill will garner the Republican votes it needs to clear the evenly divided Senate. The measure seeks to codify access to contraception on the federal level, allowing individuals to obtain and use birth control and safeguarding a healthcare provider's ability to supply such products. This is crazy. Contraceptions or contraceptives protected under the legislation include oral and emergency medications and condoms. I just don't understand this. They don't want to have birth control be available to women. They don't want to have condoms be available. I just don't understand this. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, I mean, I get that, some people don't like her. Some people, think she's okay. Here's what she has to say. She says, quote, "It is outrageous that nearly 60 years after the Griswold ruling was decided, women must once again fight for fundamental freedom to determine the size and timing of their families. But as Republicans turn back the clock on contraception, birth control, Democrats today are making it clear we are not going back. The Associate Justice of the court has been clear. We've only just begun to overturn women's rights and individual freedom and privacy when it comes to interaction among us all." This is unbelievable. "We will not play defense anymore. This time we're playing offense. Let's be clear, this bill is about allowing women the freedom to choose contraception that works best for them, to allow them to prevent unintended pregnancies before they're pregnant. Before they're pregnant. American women, indeed, all Americans deserve the freedom to make their own decisions about their bodies, their family planning, and their lives." You guys got to let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Again, I just like to look at things not from a Democratic point of view, not from a Republican point of view. Just look at it directly here, right here, head on the issue. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has said the next thing that he wants to do is overturn the right to birth control, contraceptives, and I just don't get it. So basically, and gay marriage and equality. I get that one's a little bit more controversial. I get that the Bible has writings about that, and that one actually passed with more votes. A lot more Republicans actually voted yes on that one. So that one passed in the House. That one's going to go to the Senate. That one passed like yesterday or so. This one I don't understand at all. Why do we not want to allow women access to birth control and condoms, which is for men? Do we want millions of pregnancies, unplanned pregnancies across the United States? Do we want the Supreme Court to overturn access to these things? Do we want, I mean, I'm sure you've heard of or seen the shows Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant. Do we want that to be happening all around the country? And I mean, I get it that 16-year-olds shouldn't be, even engaging in the act of it, but who's kidding who? They do. They do. And I mean, if we don't allow them to have condoms or birth control, or even if we say 18-year-olds, right? 18-year-old, you're an adult, right? Do we want 18-year-olds who are just out on the world to be having more and more babies? And who's kidding who? If you have millions, because I mean, there's 330 million people in the U.S. alone. If you have millions and millions of teenagers and young adults, and even young family members, even middle-aged family members, all now having babies where maybe they could have prevented unwanted, and I say unwanted in the fact that they just didn't want to have a baby right now. Okay. Um, for example, me and my wife, we have a 4-year-old. My wife's on birth control right now because we don't really want to have another baby right now. My wife almost died when she had um, our first son, and we don't even know if it's safe for her to have another baby. So she's on birth control. Okay. When she had her first baby, well, first of all, she had um, a miscarriage from her first time she was pregnant. She had a miscarriage. Okay. It was very traumatic for her. Okay. And then on the second time she got pregnant, we had Julian. But when she had it, she's got slightly high blood pressure. She takes blood pressure medicine. But when she had Julian, our son, our 4-year-old, which I'll have on here on the show in a minute, um, it was kind of dangerous. She had to be induced with they had to induce her. They had to induce her, and she had to give birth like 2 weeks or a little bit more early. And her blood pressure was like 200 over 150 ish, maybe even a little bit higher when she gave birth to Julian. It was a very dangerous situation. The bill for the birth was $40,000. $40,000. Thank God we have insurance, but even with insurance, our deductible, the bill we paid was $10,000. $5,000 for Laurel's deductible and $5,000 for the baby, Julian's deductible, because as soon as he was born, we had to start paying his deductible, and he hit the $5,000 deductible on day one. So imagine all the young kids, 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 21-year-olds who don't have insurance, because there's a lot of them. A lot of young kids or young adults don't have insurance. Let's be real. They just don't. They can't afford that stuff. And then they're in a lifetime of debt, lifetime of medical debt, whatever you want to call it. And even so, they're then in a lifetime of poverty because then they have a child to take care of, when in all reality, they're only barely above children themselves. They're 16, they're 18. I mean, they're 20. And how expensive it is to bring up a child nowadays. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Look at the cost of $5 a gallon for gas. So you know how much it costs to actually raise a child nowadays. Look at the price of homes. Look at the price of cars. Look at the price of everything. Look at the price of clothes. Look at, how much it costs to raise a child for 18 years now. So imagine putting that burden on all these, young adults when maybe they could have just taken birth control or used condoms and all this stuff. Imagine if we start banning access to this stuff. And I know this sounds crazy, but the Republicans all except for 8 of them voted no in the House. And the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas says he wants to overturn this. So it really kind of makes you wonder what is going on in the country right now. Why is the government dictating what a woman can and can't do with her body? Why can't they take birth control? Why are they even I don't know. You tell me your thoughts here in the comments, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen, because I just can't even believe what's going on here. I can't believe that like 98% of 97% of the Republicans voted no on this. Let me know your thoughts if you're a Republican in the comment section. And then all the Republicans voted no on the child tax credits too. So when they're born, they don't want to help them out either. So when they're born, they're on their own. No monthly payments, no checks for them. No, they're on their own, lifetime of poverty. Yeah. So I don't know. Meanwhile, here's our special guest, Julian, and to brighten your day, hopefully you have a fabulous day. Here he is. All right, look who it is. Oh, you're sleeping? I can't believe it. This is the first time you've ever slept good.
I just waked up.
You're awake?
Yeah, because you make the little noise and then you wake me up.
Oh, I'm so sorry for waking you up. Julian, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up.
Hey!
Hey, Julian, would you like to wake up?
No, I won't.
It's summertime. Would you like to go outside and play?
I'm trying to sleep.
I can't believe it. How about you go outside and play?
No!
How about you go outside and play? But you go outside and play. Like you're doing some jumping jacks. Like a jumping bean.
Hey, I'm trying to sleep.
All right, well, why don't we put you upstairs for a nap?
No, I don't wake up.
What? I was just ready to put you down for a nap.
I'm gonna grow. I grow big. I grow.
I know, you are growing big, buddy. How tall are you now?
100.
That's pretty tall there,
I
buddy.
can't see.
I know. Why don't you come back down where we can see you?
No, I can't come back down.
What? I know how to get you down.
How?
Like this. I push this little button right here. You see this button? Here, look, look at this button. Ready? Look, there's a button right here. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. See, look, you came right down.
Hey, that's the food of yours.
That's a what?
That's called a food of yours.
A food alert?
No, that's a food of yours.
A food alert?
Yep.
And what does a food alert do?
It means you have to eat up quickly.
Nom, 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 nom,
No,
nom.
no,
Did I eat it quick enough?
you didn't.
Nom, 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 nom. Say bye-bye.
Make sure to subscribe down below.
Subscribe down below and say we love you.
Subscribe down below.
And click here to watch our next video.
And kill you the next video and poop on the potty.
And poop on the potty. Yeah. Say bye-bye. We love you.
Poop on the potty, bye-bye. We love you too. Poop on the potty, bye-bye. Bye-bye, poo-poos.